There we go. Well, hello everybody. Welcome back. Sorry I missed the last session there. But topic I came up with is I stole the idea from Daryl. He put a post on callers in training about getting to an Allemande Left in 4 or less moves. And so I figured we could play with taminations and try and get in the Allemande Lefts with less than 4 moves from different positions. I know it's something that I definitely need to work on. So that was what I came up with for a topic.
Let's go, baby. Go, go. Cinder, go.
Who's that?
You're not gonna.
Well, that's Stephen Potter. You might want to move.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. So I guess let me fire up taminations here. Oops, wrong one. Let's see. Okay, there. Did it come up?
Yes.
Okay, so this is basically, other than my screen here, is my lines are going north and south, where Daryl's on his paper, they were going east and west, but it's same basic thing. This is where he wanted to, this is where he had the paper where he had us starting from, and figuring out where your corner's at. Couple number one is the red, and couple number 4 is the yellow man, and your the corner lady is not in the bottom half of the square, the bottom grid. So does anybody want to go first? Nobody. Okay.
Must be a right-hand lady box then, wouldn't it?
Yes.
So if you did flutter wheel, sweep a quarter, and then did you pass through trade buy? Oh, hang on, flutter wheel, sweep a quarter, yeah, pass through trade buy. Wouldn't that be an Allemande Left? Possibly. No. Go back. Just flutter wheel. I haven't woken up yet. Try flutter wheel. And then slide through. It's going to be more than 3, isn't it? Sorry, go back one more. I'm still waking up. Go back to the, instead of
Are you
flutter
sure
wheel,
that's going to be more than 3?
go back to make it reverse flutter wheel instead of flutter wheel. Do a reverse flutter wheel. Slide through. Pass through trade buy, that's 4, isn't it? No, don't wait. I'm not awake and I'm looking for my mail as well. I fail.
Back it up to the start again.
Oh, hang on. I should be up there. Idiot.
Try that again, Roz. What you do is you put the paired couple together, right on the outside.
Yeah.
Do that.
Yeah, or reverse flutter wheel and slide through.
Okay, try it with the flutter wheel again.
I'm not seeing your screen.
And slide through. That puts the paired couple on the outside.
Do it again with the reverse flutter wheel and put them on the inside. That's where you did it the first time.
So go back.
Reverse flutter.
Oh, that's what I just did. That's what it was.
Right.
Right. Slide through. Oh. Sorry about that. I'm trying to get it back where she was. Do the flutter wheel. Sorry, Roz.
No, that's all right. So instead of reverse flutter, you want flutter wheel.
Oh,
Is that right, Daryl? You just want flutter wheel. Oh, pass through trade buy. No, can't be. Can't be. Or can it? No, it can't be.
where do the numbers go?
I'm probably
yes.
being dumb, but
It
I didn't
is.
get the original picture.
It is. Okay. I was bringing the wrong couple across.
Well, you got it in 4 moves.
Eventually, with Daryl's help. Thank you, Daryl.
Next.
How
Steven,
come
you
there
want to
aren't
go?
two yellow people?
What?
Then Steven, you want to go?
Okay, is this the thing Daryl had?
Yes.
Okay, my solution was pass through wheel and deal, center square through 3. Allemande Left.
Got it
Well
right.
done.
Mark, that's your friends and enemies one.
How come there aren't two yellow people?
Because you don't need the yellow pooper. You only need one of them.
Oh, I see what you're doing. Okay.
Might make it too easy.
It all boils down to a couple of rules that you have to live by. A couple, I say, maybe a few. The Allemande lefts are in the grid in an 8-chain through or a tray by formation. Now that's excluding the possibility of circle figures like Alamo style and stars and things like that. But once you've got that east-west, north-south grid set up, your Allemande lefts are in either an 8-chain through or a trade by. Does anybody want to debate that right now? Okay, your 8-chain through formation is going to have corners in the same box. Could I have the cursor, the pointer?
I do. Oh, let me find. I'm not even in Zoom right now, so I'm not sure. Let's see.
You see the 4 dancers on either side of that blue line, everybody.
Yes.
Okay, that's a foursome. That's a group. That's a grid box. You could say that blue line is where the 2 grid boxes can join. And there's 4 dancers in each grid box. And you should be able to look at either one of those grid boxes and figure out what you have. Now, if there was a dancer in the other grid box, diagonal opposites would tell you where that number 4 lady is.
So in other
Because
words, she's not in the corner right now with you.
If she was there, it would be shown yellow.
Right.
This is going to the exercise that Mark was talking about. If any of the corner dancers are on one side of that blue line, they'll be shown. If they're on the other side, they won't be shown. All right. Now then, if you had just the number 4 lady, which is where? Right.
Upright.
Yeah, upper right corner of that. And diagonal opposites tells you that. Does that make sense? If you know where the number 1 lady is, you know where the number 3 lady is. Mark, go diagonally to the center of the other couple, the center lady. From the red lady to where that's going to be the blue lady. That's going to be the number 3 lady. If you know where 1 and 3 are, and you know that the one in the quadrant, I call it a grid box that you're looking at, is not the number 4 lady. She has to be diagonally opposite from that position. Now, you're not going to go through all of that kind of analysis when you're up on a microphone calling, but you will be able to see if you've got 3 parts of your Allemande Left in one grid box, just like you do there. And you will be able to recognize with practice whether the 2 corners are actually in that grid box. If they're not, it's like Roz said, it has to be a right-hand lady box. You got 3 parts, don't have corners in it, you have a right-hand lady box. Now, if you do a star through from here, do a star through, Mark. You still have a right-hand lady box as far as the dancers that are in it. You have a right-hand lady box with the man out of sequence, but it's still a right-hand lady box. And the reason I say that's a right-hand lady box, and I'll entertain debate on that if you wish, but I say it's a right-hand lady box because everybody's right-hand lady is within that group of 4 in that box. Everybody's right-hand lady is in that box right there with them. Number 1 man and the number 2 lady, number 4 man and the number 1 lady. Right-hand ladies. So you know what kind of a box it is. And of course, resolution, if you've got 3 in 1, first thing you know is you've got the elements for an Allemande Left, but they're across the street from each other. Now you have a choice. You can either move the paired couple together. First thing you do is put the paired couple together. Let's back it up to the start again there. There you go. First thing is a partner changing movement. Now, she said flutter wheels. She recognized the fact that in order to get the number 1 couple together in that grid box, in the A chain through formation, she needed a partner change. And whoever you're facing, now you can do flutter wheels, reverse flutter wheels. It doesn't make any difference which one you do. The one of them you say, okay, I'm going to take the paired couple across and then put them on the outside. Or I can put the unpaired on the outside and then take them across. It doesn't make any difference who goes across. Somebody has to. And the paired couple has to be together in the grid in an A chain through formation. Now, we do that reverse flutter wheel again, Mark. Partner change is a partner change is a partner change. Okay, now do the star through. Pass through, trade by, and right and left through. So instead of taking the single person across and bringing the corner back over, you've taken the paired couple across. It works the same. You have 3 and 1. Now you have corner boxes. And if you have 3 and 1, you either have a corner box or you have a right-hand lady box. Now there's one other, well, I should say there's two other combinations. I said there's only two Allemande lefts. The other one requires partner boxes. So you have questions, you can have the control back. If you still have it. Okay, never mind. Never mind, you got it. I'll shut up.
I haven't figured out. I've never given control. I don't know how you do that with sharing.
Oh, well, I think what you do is you go to the picture of whoever you want to share, in the corner where it's got all of that little information and everything. Is there, you see my picture?
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. But I don't see nothing about.
The three dots in the corner.
Yeah, I got it, and it's giving me mute, stop video, chat, pin, spotlight for everyone, make host and stuff, allow to record. Nothing to do with sharing. I can put them in the waiting.
Make
It's
host
better you-
might be able to do it. I'm not sure.
It's better you keep it now anyway.
Yeah.
Any of my people that are on here right now will tell you I'm a terrible typer.
Oh no.
Hey,
Stay
Daryl,
out of, yes.
that was five calls.
I was showing something. Okay, put them back in the other one. Okay, let's do, well, I don't want to do it right and left through. To Chady's Lane. Okay, what do we do? Square through 4. Trade by. Won't do it, will it? I had something in my mind, but that's the reason that the exercise is here. There are easy ones. Didn't do an easy one. If I'd have said two ladies chain star through, pass through, trade by, they'd have been over there quicker. Two ladies chain star through. It's going to be more than 3 anyway, isn't it? What was I thinking of?
Mine was 3.
Okay, back it up. There you go. Two ladies chain, and then no, that won't do it either. Yeah, two ladies chain. Right and left through. Star through, pass through, trade by. No, instead of star through, pass through, trade by, do the square through 4. And that won't get it. There is a way, trust me on it.
I came up with a couple.
Yeah, do it, please. I'm gonna
Okay.
put myself under pressure here.
So flutter wheel. Slide through.
Pass through, trade by. Yeah.
8 chain 2. Pass
Uh,
through, trade by is 2 moves. 8 chain 2.
yeah, that would get them to the corner box in sequence. They would have left hands available or right hands available for their Allemande left. That's the only thing I wouldn't like about that. Did that make sense?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Okay. Well, let me show you something that I came up with that was neater than that, but not to the corner. So past the ocean. Swing through. Girls circulate. Right and left grand on the third hand promenade.
Oh. I don't remember the abbreviation for that one.
RLG.
No, but on the third hand.
Oh,
Yeah, it's possible you can't do it with the program. So if you did an all eight circulate in place of the on the third hand, so if you just do an all eight circulate, that'll give you your partner.
So do a right and left grand.
Well, no, just do an all eight circulate from here and then a right and left grand. And there's the right and left grand. So doing it in less calls, that all that meant was that I was saying do the right and left grand on the third hand promenade.
Yep.
Otherwise, you could just throw in the circulate into the right and left grand.
Mark,
Yes.
take a back start there again. Two ladies chain. All right. Square through 4. Okay. Trade by.
There it is.
Yeah, I don't, like I say, I put myself under, I'm trying to think ahead on all this stuff. But yeah, that's there. That's your 3 moves. But the point of this whole thing is showing not how to get from there to a right and left grand, although this you could do that and still stay within the confines of this corner box that we're looking at.
Nope.
Yeah, I always look at the simplified version. You were talking about the rules for the setup is that the number 4 lady is not in that box. That means that you're not in line choreography. So the simplified thing is the paired couple on the outside. So the pass-through wheel and deal puts there straight away. Steve had the right idea in the first place.
I had a good teacher.
That's a line resolution.
I thought of a call that
The line resolution works, no doubt about it. It's very restrictive. Tell you what, let's do just for a while here. Let's just put some movements up there. Start from static square. And please stay within the mainstream because I haven't learned plus yet. Okay, start at the beginning, a static square. Reset. Okay. Give a movement, Chris.
heads lead to the right.
Heads lead right. Okay. What you have here is partner boxes. That means that Allemande Left is going to be in a trade by formation. You want to solve that really quick? Get everybody facing their original partner in an 8 chain through formation. What's that mean? You're going to have a partner changing movement. Is that right? Step 2, wave and recycle. How about that? Now, depending on sequence, you've either got to pass through to the corner or a square through 3. And if this is sight resolution, you can look at it and say, okay, a pass through is going to put the corner together. If you're looking at the number 1 man and the number 4 lady, put the number 4 lady's color up, would you, Mark, please? There you go. It's a pass-through way. The difference would be a right and left through to get a square through three. Do a right and left through, please. Look at that number one man. Will a pass through get him his corner? No. But a square through three will automatically. You don't have to think about it. You can take that on faith. Or you can do an equivalent of a square through three. And I'm sure you know a lot of those.
Just to amplify what Daryl just said is if the pass through won't get you the corner, that's how you know the square through three will.
Yes, and it works. And any equivalent, like I say, take it, remove go back one, please. Do a right and left through. Oh, no, you already, no. Yeah, let's say that you were here and you know that it's, there you go. Veer left. Veer right. Allemande left. Like I say, any equivalent of a square through three is going to give that to you. Yes, right and left grand, that all would work there. Back out to home. John, give us a movement, any movement. Start, let's stack some. Let's try to mix the square up. John, tell us you want to have a heads right and left through. Yeah, he's muted.
Let's get the mute on.
Which John did you want?
Oh, John Anthony, I'm sorry.
Heads lead right.
We already did lead right. Let's get into the corner lineup.
You want to get to
Box out a man right left rather than a partner. Okay, I'll do it. Heads right and left through. How fast are you, Mark? Okay, star through. Same heads.
Gotta have an H in front of it.
Star through.
Oh,
Yeah, it doesn't like that.
You make the same dumb mistakes that I do, Mark. Pass through. Centers pass through, sorry. That's the thing about taminations. You have to put everything in there. Spin chain through. Okay. Look at that. This is a third possibility of combinations that you have. I said two of them come into Allemande lefts. There's a third possibility where nothing will be an Allemande left. What that's saying is that's an opposite lady box. If you take a look at either group of four above or below that blue line, all of their opposite ladies are within the same box with them. And without a partner change in a move, you're not going to get anybody. Now this one here, especially. But let's carry on. You're not going to make an Allemande left out of that. If you can look in either of those groups and can't put anybody together, say they all have their opposite ladies. And the objective of that exercise, Mark, is to get people looking in that direction so they can understand it and have faith in it by working it out themselves through the exercise. Okay, let's have the girls.
You could have done a circulate turn through to the corner.
Yes, that's an old singing call figure. But yes, let's have the boys circulate.
And just so you know, so we don't kind of skip over it, the way that you know that you had that was that neither of those ladies was ones that you recognized.
Right. Nobody could be paired up.
Well, everyone has their opposite and they're all in sequence.
Doesn't make,
but when you're really doing it, you don't have the numbers.
you don't have either two pair or one pair and one or the other. There's only two Allemande lefts. Let's don't confuse the issue. Okay, looking at the bottom foursome, what do you have? You have one that can be paired. That's the number one couple, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay, now that grid has to go north and south for me, and it is. If we do a, let's see. Actually, we're in waves. I'm going to put the grid running east-west, which I would if I were calling, because they're in waves. To me, that grid always goes the direction of the center dancers and two phase lines or waves. So it's still 2 and 1 either side of that red line, because that red line is distinguishing the grid going this way. The grid is, I don't have the pointer.
Does my
How many
mouse
does-
show on the screen?
Yeah,
Your pointer does, yes,
Okay, so there's the red line.
yes. Now, if you were to touch each of those four center dancers of the waves, those oh my God.
you got the tracking on.
Well, he told me to touch each one of them.
Okay, never mind. It's hard working through somebody else. But it doesn't make any difference where you pick your foursome. It's going to be the same. Now, the reason that I say I put it going east-west is because those ocean waves are not as close as they look to each other. They're parallel. And when you say heads square through 4 and step to a wave, it's not a lot different than what you've got right now, is it? You said, okay, swing through boys trade. That's what you have right now. You've got the makings of an Allemande left right there. Am I right? Say
Yes.
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 Boys run right.
Come on, let's go potty. Come on, Chico.
Bend the line. You have corner line.
Come on. Let's go.
Square through 3.
Come on, Chico.
And there's your Allemande left. You could have done a backup pass back behind just where you got to bend the line. Okay, now do a right and left through. Pass through. Same thing as a square through 3. Back it up again. Just one though. Let's say we've done the right and left through. Slide through. There's your Allemande left again. The thing is, as long as you keep those 4 dancers together, any way that you can get that paired couple on the outside, unpaired in the middle, you're going to have an Allemande left. Now, back it up, let's see, to the boys circulate, leave it in. All right, boys run. Couples circulate. Now, either side of that red line, because I say the centers of two face lines still, their facing direction is still where I'm going to have my grid. So it's still going east-west. Now, for ocean waves, there are ocean waves that I don't have that applied. That would be what I call a half tag wave, which would be what you'd have if you said heads square through 4 and touch a quarter. You've got parallel waves, but they're quite close. But these are the spread apart waves. Okay, we did a couple of circulate. Look on either side of the red line. What do you have? On one side, you have a single dancer. On the other, you have 3. You still have the elements for an Allemande left there, don't you?
Yep.
Now, we talk about the individual circulates, whether the boys circulate or the girls circulate. They are the same as ladies' chains, which are partner changing movements. So that's why when you start moving dancers around, if you do a, let's do the centers circulate. We've changed to what?
Partners.
Partner boxes, yeah. If you bend the line, you've got partner lines. It's just a matter of taking advantage of what's there. Couples circulate. There's still partner boxes. Everybody's partner is within the same box. Bend the line. You have partner lines. Touch quarter. Single file circulate. Very common conversion module, isn't it? Boys run. You've got your corner box. Step to a wave. Girls circulate twice. What do you have?
Right hand lady box.
Right hand lady box, because the corner is not in the same box. Absolutely. But what do you do to get to the corner from a right hand lady box? We're in waves. We were in lines before. I don't. What was that? Boys run, bend the line. Oh, okay. That looks to me like where I did that square through 4 before, isn't it?
Yep.
Before you did the bend, before you did the boys run, couldn't you have done a circulate?
Yes, you could have. It's an all 8 circulate that'll put you in that corner box. And all 8 circulate does exactly the same thing as a pass-through trade by, except you're doing it from an ocean wave. So now you've got the corner box in ocean waves, and you're what? You're right and left through away from that corner, are you not? You got right hand waves, do a right and left through. Oh, look at, you're not there. Whoa! Do another right and left through, but don't do a right and left through. Do it this way. Do a star through, slide through. Undo that. That's corner, by the way. Touch quarter. Scoot back. These are all very common modules. Boys run. I could do a slide through, but I won't. Gotcha. Okay. I don't think taminations will do a right and left through with a full turnaround, but it will do this. It'll do a pass through. Guess what? That's an Allemande Left. Now you say we don't have any Allemande Lefts and lines. That's because the minute you say Allemande Left, they all turn into an 8-chain through formation, don't they? So, but that's the mechanics of this thing. Oh, I like it where you are now. Yes. Pass the ocean. Oh, okay, wherever.
Oh no, that didn't do what you were talking about.
That's right. Do a wheel and deal. Oh, where?
Wait. Oh, okay.
I thought we were facing out lines. Okay, whatever. You know, you can do a wheel and deal without a pass through, but that's all right. Double pass through. How many pieces are on either side of that blue line?
3.
3 on one side and 1 on the other, right?
Mm-hmm.
Center's in. Cast off 3/4. How many? 3 and 3 and 1. Pass through. Bend the line. That changes the direction of your grid. It's going to be going east-west now. You bend facing lines, facing in or out, it's going to change the direction of that grid. That's why that invert and rotate does what it does. All right, how many pieces do you have? You have 3 and 1, just like before. Are the corners on the same in the same box with each other? No, that means a right-hand lady box. That means if you were going to resolve, either the paired couple has to go across or the unpaired person has to come across. That's difference between your right-hand lady box, corner box. What do you do with something like this? Well, let's do this. Let's do a pass the ocean. Recycle. Who's going to solve this mess? It just here. Oh, did I say that we have to get that paired couple on the outside? Would you like to do that for us, Mark? It can't be that hard, right? How many different ways can you think of to? Oh, there you go. I got them on the outside. But are the paired couple together on the outside?
Nope. That
Undo-
was I have no
undo-
idea why I thought that would work.
Undo that. Well, problem is you've got boy, girl, girl boxes. You have an arrangement that needs solving. Do you see that all the boys are in the middle of that grid? And the girls
Step to a wave and ladies trade recycle.
Pardon?
Step to a
That-
wave, ladies trade and recycle.
No.
Nope.
Oh, hang on, sorry, no, we're in there across that way, aren't we?
Back it
Yeah.
up. Back it up, please.
No.
Okay. Tell me, are
What's
all
your
the
boy?
boys facing a girl?
Yes. Start
Yeah.
through.
Do a star through. Anytime you have all the same sexes facing the opposite sex, do a star through. You're automatically going to have normal couples. And here you also have lines. If you wanted to bend them, I don't know if I would or not, but you could. Might not be the smoothest thing to do, but it gets them there. You might have done a wheel and deal because you had lines facing out, right? But you've got
No, you didn't.
no. Okay, you've got a Ferris wheel situation, but they're awfully close. I don't think I'd go for that. I'll do a couple. I like what you did. What are you going to do with it?
Mhm.
What do you want me to do? Undo?
Yeah.
No.
Where'd they go?
He said he liked what you did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What do you have now? Take a look on either side of that.
Couple boxes.
Well, you've got partner boxes. Everybody's got their partner.
Yep, partner.
You can't see the grade ones, but you know that because what you can see, everybody has their partner.
Ladies trade recycle now.
Go ahead and bend those lines. You have what? Partner lines. And what did I say earlier? You want to get everybody facing their original partner in an 8-chain through formation. You could do a right and left through and do it, or you can leave it like it is and do it, but get them facing their original partner. What movement would do that for you? Maybe a star through? That's quick and easy. Now from there, you ought to be able to see if a pass through will get the number one man to his corner. Will it?
Nope.
Nope. So it's got to be what?
Square through 3.
Square through 3. Do that, please. And Chris will tell you if you do a U-turn back here, you could do that right and left grand. Just as a tricky little thing, I guess. But the point was you had an Allemande left. You have 2 Allemande lefts. One of them is going to be in a corner box. The other is going to be in a partner box. You lead right, circle to a line, you've got a partner box. Looks a lot like a line, but as far as resolution goes, it's going to be that partner box resolution in a trade by formation. Say you head square through 4, that's your corner box in an 8-chain through formation. There's only 3 states of partner relationship within a box, a group of 4 dancers in symmetric choreography. There's only 3 states that you're going to be dealing with. One will be a partner box, another will be a corner box, and the other will be an opposite lady box. Now, the right-hand lady box is an across the street box with a 3-and-1. I'd say there's only 3. You're not going to get an Allemande left in either a right-hand lady box or an opposite lady box. You're not going to get one. You're going to have to change to one of the 2 that you have, partner box or corner lady box.
Okay, I'll be back in a minute. Mother Nature's hollering at me.
Okay, say hi while you're there. Let her I know. Never mind.
Maybe he shouldn't have filled that coffee up so much.
Yeah. Questions? Arguments? Debates? The thing of it is, you're always, no matter what your formation, you're always in one of those states. And of course, when it comes to Allemande state, it's going to be a 3-and-1 or 2-and-2. Now, those 2-and-2 don't have to be on the same side of the set, which is what would happen maybe if you had partner 2 face lines and had couples circulate. One couple goes to the other side of the set. When you bend, they're in the other grid box. So when you look at a partner box in an 8-chain through formation, and you see just 2 of the corner people, and they can be paired in that box, you automatically know that it's a partner box for everybody. Whether it's in or out of sequence depends on where the other couple is. Right, Mark? You were going to do in taminations, you were going to do a heads lead right, veer left. And share the screen while you do it. Veer left. Okay, so they're on opposite sides of the square, aren't they? If you bend the line here, you've got partner lines. So it could look like that. Pass through, bend the line, could look like that. Pass the ocean. They're all on the same side, and it's a partner grouping, isn't it? Okay, swing through. Boys trade. Boys run. Couples circulate. Band the line. Still partner lines, still partner boxes. And if you've got partner where everybody's got their partner in those things, get them all facing their partner rather than doing a pass through wheel and deal and going through all of the other stuff. Just get them facing their partner. We'll do that easier than anything else right now.
Line through or star through.
Star through.
Yeah.
Do it. And it's either pass through or a square through three. What's it going to be?
Pass through.
Pass through Allemande Left. The thing of it is, like I say, if you can put any combination of those two corner couples, which is what you see there right now, the couple number 1 and 4, or whatever couples that you happen to pick, you choose them. It's going to be their corners and their partners. As you're going through, you're going to see somebody that you can put together. And if you don't, that's going to be your opposite lady box. Everything else should tell you everything that you need to know to get to that corner. Now, that doesn't tell you how to get there. That tells you the situation that you're in. You say, well, okay, I got one couple paired and the other one not, because I can see 3 parts of the corner people in one box. Or I can look out there and say, I can see one of them, but none of the others in that box. What do? I know I've got to look at the other box because that's where the other 3 are. If I see 2 only, that means the other 2 are together in the other box, not necessarily alongside of them, but in the box, in the same box, in which case you can put them facing each other. Does any of that make sense? That's an awful lot to throw at you if you really don't understand any part of resolution. I talked long enough. Take over, Mark. Try something if you want. Is that something you wanted to look at? There's 3 in 1 there, by the way. That's a corner box, isn't it? No, that's a right-hand lady box. Which tells you what? Got to put the corners together, you got the pieces. Somebody's got to go across the grid.
Mm-hmm.
Mark, what did you have in mind on that? What were you going to do next? You're muted.
So if you got the center so you turn back, you would be
There,
facing
oh.
your original corner.
Thank you,
right?
Daryl. I didn't realize I was muted.
Yes.
So I was trying to say, Yolanda, you want to go for that
She just suggested that you have the center's U-turn back. The U-turn back is going to have sashay your couples. You know that.
Okay.
And I don't care if you're in lines or whatever, it's going to have sashay the couples.
Yeah.
You're familiar with the term bits and pieces, Yolanda. That's one of the little bits and piece type rules that
Okay.
keep you out
So-
of trouble.
So if you got everybody to face in, then the heads would still be together.
Why don't you just have the leaders partner trade or something? If we traded them to face out, why, I don't know. The head square through two, all the sides partner trade to face out. Mark, did you have something in mind when you did that?
What about Cloverleaf?
Yeah, to try and get home, to try and get him to an Allemande Left from this position in 4 moves or less.
Interesting. Well, I don't know. What you have there is a completed double pass through formation. What can you do from that? You could do a clover leaf. You could have the leaders partner trade. It's okay. So take a look at what you've got and force them on the top or force them on the bottom. There you go. That's got it. You could look at the box and say, okay, I've got 3 parts, but the corner is not in there, blah, blah, blah. The elements are almost always there for that Allemande Left if you know what you're looking for. And you're not looking for that many variations. What you have to deal with is things like Yolanda said, centers U-turn back. Well, now you're talking about an arrangement that you have to deal with, and all of that comes into it. But it's in its most simple form. It's just a matter of 1 couple paired, 2 couple paired, or no couples paired. So what did you do? A ping pong circular centers, left swing through while the ends roll away.
Yep.
You have a okay.
So Chris, you want to try this one?
I see it help, wouldn't it?
There
That's
again,
possible.
you have not only a formation, but yeah, go ahead. An arrangement situation there that goes way beyond simple resolution. You know that.
I was gonna say in the middle, recycle while the ends do U-turn back, and then
Yeah.
actually, girls in the middle trade, then recycle, and the ends do a U-turn back, centers pass through. You're pretty much there. Yeah, recycle here. Centers pass through, the others do a U-turn back.
And what do you have, Mark?
I was gonna have the ends do a U-turn back there if you want. You kind of want that.
The leaders, you mean?
Yeah.
The leaders turn back.
No,
So what
well,
do you-
I meant the ends is what I was saying, but you did the right one.
Mark, what do you have there? Look at the boxes.
Partner boxes.
Partner boxes. How do you want to resolve that?
Get the partners facing each other.
In an 8 chain through formation? Yes, do that. That's a line. That's not an 8 chain through formation.
Wow, that didn't work.
But they're not facing. But I'm glad you're doing that, because this tells you that you have to have a partner changing type of movement in there. Now you could do a walk and dodge, say boys walk, girls dodge, boys run, and it'd probably work. You could do a step to wave and recycle, it would work. If you have room on the floor, you could tell them to do a 2 ladies chain or a flutter wheel or a reverse flutter wheel. All of the partner changing movements are going to work for you.
Or a swing through, turn through.
Or if it's a pass, that's a module equivalent for a pass through. swing through boys trade turn through, excuse me, swing through turn through. If they're out of sequence, yes, Chris, thank you. From here, swing through boys trade turn through. There again, that's that equivalent for a pass through. Knowing equivalence is very useful. Turn through, Allemande left. And promenade home if you so desire. Yeah, when you start messing with arrangements, then that gets a little trickier because you have to know how to move the dancers, put them in little bits and pieces and stuff. Breaking up the okay, centers do this while the others do that. That takes a little bit more control than newer callers are going to have. That's why I say just knowing how to move the dancers is a big thing. That's a lot bigger than knowing how to find the corner. Finding the corner is just as simple as what we're doing here. Decide whether it's going to be an Allemande left in a corner partner box or a corner box. That's it. Because that's all there is. And you're doing it. What do you have there?
3 or 4 or 3 to 1.
Do you? Okay. What are you going to do with that formation? You've got what? You've got to deal with the formation. You got lines facing out. And what kind of lines are they? You have a formation there. You have an arrangement situation as well.
Good quarter box.
If you
Corner.
did bend line,
So if you bend the line, then
There's one call you could do that would get you a very convenient box from here in one call.
Got cross in the name, does it, Chris?
I was going to give him a second before I give it away.
cross run.
Okay.
Well,
That's right, cross fold.
I wouldn't call that right
Cross
after a
fold.
center's in though.
I was going to say the ends cross fold will get you started in having some boxes that you might like.
Right, but they just did a center's in. So
Oh,
if we're thinking about flow, I would have them do a cast off 3.
Yeah. Sorry, I wasn't thinking of the previous call.
And oh, by the way, a cast off 3 quarters is equivalent to a bend the line. So if you call the bend the line, then the centers are backing up from where they just were. So you end up having a backward flow. So the cast off 3 gives you the same position as Jay just had.
And it's a continuous flow.
Yep. And now if you have the ends just slide through and centers back away, everybody's home.
Cool.
Or the center square through 3.
There's a zillion things you can do with all of this. But when it boils down to what you need, if you've got normal facing couples, about 75, maybe even 90% of the time, regardless of where you are in that square, one of the two, either partner box Allemande left or corner box Allemande left, is going to become very evident. So if you've got an arrangement, a formation to deal with those first. Get them to what? Normal facing couples, whether they're in an 8 chain through formation or a line. Then it's easier to see what you've got out there as far as resolution, because you don't have that many to choose from. What you do with that resolution is up to you. That's where you can get creative. But you can't get creative with it until you know what you've got. You can't make those kind of things up on the fly.
Who wants to go for this one?
Roz does. She would like to mix them up really, really bad. Let's don't get too wild with the formations and arrangements for anybody that's just seeing resolution for the first time, okay? Just move them, mix them up.
Pass through, bend the line. And then that's not gonna, that's right.
You still have a 3 and 1, mix them up.
Yeah,
Well,
I haven't.
if you're trying to get the heads together, couldn't you do centers partner trade, and then the ends circulate, and then partner trade again.
What about a wheel?
There, now you've got the normal and together, right? I don't know how that went for flow, but
Or if you did the wheel and deal before that.
Look at it this way, would you? Take a look at that bottom box. What do you see? Yolanda, what do you see in that bottom box?
an Allemande Left.
No, it's not an Allemande Left. That Allemande has to be in an 8-chain through formation.
Okay.
With the paired couple on the outside. Because the corners are in that same group of 4, in that same box. Can you see that?
Okay.
The Passation recycle.
Yep. Well, I'd do a Passation boys crease fold.
Trade. Yeah. Ladies trade recycle.
We did the cross fold. There's your Allemande Left.
Okay.
Because a ladies trade is a partner changing movement. Recycle is a partner changing movement, aren't they? So you would have just zeroed out what you'd done.
So Roz, you also went right past what was obvious there. So right after your bend the line. So if you remove everything back to the bend the line that she did a pass through and bend the line after the start of the line there. Where are you, Mark? Did Mark disappear?
I'm here.
There he is. Yeah. So if you undo everything to the bend the line. So right there.
Have a look.
Right there, you've got your corner box. Everybody has their corner in the box.
At that point,
yeah, so you were already there. So now all you had to do after this was, after the bend the line to get some flow, I'd do like a right and left through and then a flutter wheel or something.
Or a reverse flutter.
So go ahead, do a right and left through. And then a flutter wheel. Perfect. And then yeah, you can slide through and right and left through.
Or if, instead of doing the right and left through after the bend the line, couldn't you have done a reverse flutter? Was that the boys coming in?
Well, you could have, but with the right and left through. Yeah, with the right and left through, you don't. Yeah, you probably want to do the a reverse flutter would have been okay, but so after the bend the line, you could do a reverse flutter from here, but again, you've got bad flow.
Not the same thing we just did. Pass the ocean, boys cross fold, recycle.
Yeah. If you
can you back it up,
can you back it up 2 calls?
Recycle if you want. They're always close. If you've got normal facing couples within that box, I can guarantee you that within 3 movements, you'll have an Allemande left.
Could you, I want to,
Something that'll, hold on, something that'll move the dancers 180 degrees, like a right and left through, and something that'll change partners, like a 2 ladies chain, and something that'll change facing direction 90 degrees, which is a star through. So back it up there to the bend the line one more time, please.
And then I think Chris has got
Okay.
something to say.
If you look at that, the grid is north-south, which means that in order for that number 4 man to get the number 4 lady, you're going to need a partner change. I don't care if you do it before the star through or afterwards, you're going to need it. Do a 2 ladies chain. Mark? Okay, thank you.
now,
Okay.
now, you know, you're gonna need to make the, you're gonna need the star through, but from right here, we've been doing, a lot of people have been saying star through, right and left through, which is exactly correct. But there's a really standard cliche that, that everybody should probably know from here if it's, but I haven't heard anybody say it, but go ahead and star through.
I would opt for that right and left through first, and then the star through or slide through.
Well, do this one, do star through. Pass to the center and square through 3.
Okay.
Yep, that'll work.
That's I'm just mentioning it because it's
I said you can get it within 3 movements.
Yeah, it makes it a little bit longer, but I'm just pointing out that it's
another option.
A really good cliche.
I was pointing out the simplicity of doing it with 2 couples, 2 normal facing couples.
Yeah.
Period. And there's thousands of ways you can do it.
This is another way to do the right and left.
If you know that a flutter wheel changes partners, you can do that. If you know where it's at the end of it, maybe a star through will get it. Maybe do a flutter wheel. And slide through. You did it in 2 movements. Point is, what you've got to have is something that'll turn the dancers 90 degrees, 180 degrees, and change partners. Those are your 3 tools for the simplicity of it. How you get there is up to you. Like I said, we got movements to work with. Yeah, if you want to do a swing through, spin the top, right and left through, blah, 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 you're always within that. Okay, head swing through, or from where you are, swing through. As long as you don't change anybody across that grid, spin the top. Oop.
Nope, that wasn't it.
No. STT, isn't it?
I wasn't looking. What the hell was that?
What do we do?
No, oh yeah.
Right and left through. I'm keeping it simple here. You're all familiar with this combination, right?
Mm-hmm.
The reason it works is because everything is right close. Now, you could do a partner trade here. You'd have an Allemande left, believe it or not. But what do? They do a square through 3, but then puts you in exactly the same place. You keep them together. And you do a partner trade from here. Boys walk, girls dodge. Boys run. You've got normal facing couples. What do you see there? You see that you're going to have a partner change, aren't you? In order to get that 8 chain through with the paired couple on the outside. So, right and left through, that doesn't change it. Go ahead.
Pass the ocean, recycle.
Pass the ocean and recycle. Yes, pass the ocean being that partner changing movement you needed. So the movements are there to use. You keep those people in that area. You know what finished that? The recycle, the partner changing movement. Before that, swing through, spin the top, right and left through was the square through 3/4. You did the partner trade. That puts you into, now I'm not reading this, it's in my head. Partner trade, that puts you in a corner box. So all of this stuff is all done right in there. When you're in that corner box, there's a variety of ways that you could get to the corner. It could be a right and left through, slide through. It could be a pass through, swing through twice. Girls run, girls pull, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's all bits and pieces from that point on, knowing where they are, knowing what you want them, where you want to put them. But it still boils down to what you're looking at there right now. Now, your line resolution, do a veer left.
Do a what?
A veer left. I know it's not slick, but do it anyway. Okay, bend the line. This is what the line resolution is telling you to do. So you have to work to get them into the lines like this to begin with. Then they want you to do a pass through, wheel and deal, do that. And that pair couple's in there. If they're in their zoom to get them out. And then look at it and make the decision, will it be a pass through or a square through 3? Center's pass through. And that works, but it doesn't give you anything any different than you'd have had within just a couple of movements where they were when you first discovered that there was a 3-in-1 type situation. Does that make sense? And not only that, you have the option of doing a lot of things for variety there and not mixing them up. As long as you don't move somebody across that grid, once you've got this, as long as you don't move any individuals across the grid, this is going to remain the same. Star through. Heat, yep. Pass through. Bend the line. You're all familiar with that. That's your invert and rotate, isn't it? Nothing has changed. It's still 3-in-1. What did change it? It was an inversion. It's a invert and rotate. The inversion is you swapped active dancers in the middle for inactives on the outside. You still have a corner box. And from here, it'll still take a slide through to get to the Allemande Left or the star through. Didn't require a 2 ladies chain. It didn't require a right and left through that time. But those 3 movements, they're tools. You got normal facing couples. They are that quick to an Allemande Left. Now we talked about the partner boxes. You get everybody facing their partner. Well, you can do that with 3 movements if you have normal facing couples. You make that decision, okay, it's a partner box. With those 3 movements, you could put them any place that you want to as normal facing couples in that box. You're not dealing with arrangements. You're not dealing with relationships or anything like that particularly. Well, relationships because you want the paired couple in a particular place. But you're not talking about boy, boy, girl, girl. Normal. That's what it takes.
One of the exercises that I did for years, and this was under the direction of Dave Stevens years ago, was exactly this essentially. And it was his rules were very simple. It was it was 3 calls to a right and left grand, or 3 calls to a corner, and 5 calls to home. And whatever formation he would put them in, he would then tell me, okay, now give me 3 calls to a right and left grand, or give me 3 calls to a corner, or give me 5 calls to home. And then I'd have to do that for him. While he just sat there and smoked as I was busy moving the creamers around on the table at the restaurant. And it was fun. It was a great deal of fun. And keep in mind, this was long before there were any computer programs that did this. So I was moving checkers, and in this case, moving creamers at the 24-hour restaurant. But it was so much fun. And I could imagine if I were doing this today, I'd be using either taminations or SD to do all this stuff. And
it would not be as effective as what you did, because what you did, you had to put it in your head. You were calculating, analyzing all the time, which is the purpose of the exercises that I started on college and training. Haven't had much response on it. And like I say, I think it's too much for the newbie callers. I'd much rather get them moving, the dancers, before I tell them how to find a corner.
We didn't have creamers where I was. We had sugar packets.
I missed that, Chris.
I said we didn't have the creamers. We had the sugar packets.
Ah, okay.
You got your,
It's all the same, isn't it? It's all the same. It's just how you perceive it, or how it's presented. But we all do the same thing.
Yeah, the sugar packets can be a little easier because when you have the sugar-free ones, some of them are blue, some of them are pink, and you can separate the girls and the boys.
Exactly. Exactly.
But yeah, no, this is an excellent exercise. It's great for not only moving the dancers, but also as you're paying attention, you're also paying attention to flow. You're paying attention to what calls go with what, and it just makes things a whole lot easier in the long run as a caller. And if you do it with the checkers, or if you do it with the computer, you're able to see those kind of things and recognize, what could be bad choreography versus what could be good choreography without actually calling it to people. Because usually what happens as a newer caller, when you call that kind of stuff to people, you hear them groan every now and then from the floor because you've called something that they can't dance or is uncomfortable to dance because the flow isn't quite right. But if you spot it with the dolls or you spot it with the computer, it just sort of clicks in your head, and the next time you think about calling it, you go, oh no, I have to do something else before I do that, and I'll fix whatever it is that I was doing. And so you become aware of the things that could be mistakes. Also, you end up being aware of the things that put you into danger, like put you into sashayed couples or couples that are the same sex, which tend to add a little more danger to your choreography. And that's partially because the dancers aren't familiar with it, and partially because once you get them into those formations, it's harder for you to get them out. So, but as I say, as you move the dolls around, it helps you become more familiar with those things, and so it helps totally all the way.
Maybe we should do a session sometime on just normalizing setups, because something that'll happen to beginners sometimes is they'll come out with a call and they'll wind up with boy boy girl girl lines and that sort of thing. And of course, the first thing that happens is they may not realize they just did that because they know something's weird, but they may not. It's like, oh, it's the boys are together. Oh, but and of course, it's really, really easy to get out of those sort of things. But it's like this. It's another thing that ought to be on the tip of your tongue, and so that might be another little workshop session.
Mhm.
That sounds good to me.
There you go. By the way, Mark, we're an hour and a half in.
I know. I'm surprised.
Well, this is a great topic. It's very important, and it's the kind of thing that well, as Daryl says, it's kind of an advanced topic for the newbie callers, but it's something that they need to do. And I think pushing dolls around is one of the most important things to do. You know, I say that because I guess I'm old enough to have pushed the dolls around. But I know that once there was a computer program, because I bought Choreographer from Clark Baker when they wrote it years ago. So I had one of the first programs that they had out there, because I was tired of pushing my checkers around. But even Choreographer wasn't capable of doing the things that my checkers were able to do. And even to this day, there are things that I do with the checkers, which of course a lot of callers disagree with, but nonetheless, there's things that I do with the checkers that, you know, none of the choreography programs can do. So I still prefer the checkers.
And the more you use them, the quicker you get at it.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I never actually bought one of those handy kits that have all the magnetic checkers and whatever. I just have here I only have poker chips that I converted into square dancers. They're all colored so that I can tell which one is couple 1, 2, 3, and 4, but they're just poker chips. I didn't go and buy the actual sets,
Mhm.
which I think would be handier.
Okay, well, I'm going to stop the recording if I can find it on here. There we go.